Hello everyone, this is Vrushali and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In our previous sum session, we have discussed about all the topics of database management system subject with real life examples and practical demonstrations. I have mentioned a complete database management system subject playlist link in below description box. As we know, most of the university in same exam will start. In our previous session, we have discussed about a quick and short revision on the first unit of database, that is Introduction to dbms. I have mentioned the link of that video in below description box. Now, in today's session, I am giving you a quick and short revision on second unit, which is ER and relational model. Let's start the session. In this session, we will discuss about ER model, entity attributes keys, constants relationship, chords rule, rules of converting ER diagram into the table, referential and enterprise constraints and views. Please share database management system playlist as well as link of that video with your friends. That's why it is beneficial for everyone. Now, what is ER model? ER stands for Entity Relationship Model. It is a diagrammatical view and conceptual design how your database look like. There are total main three components of ER model: entity, attributes and relations. Now what is entity? Entity means a particular object, class or tables in your database. Entity represented by the rectangles. There are total two types of entity: strong entity, weak entity. Customer borrows loan. So customer and loan are called as entity. Now customer having the attribute customer ID, customer name. So customer ID is a unique attribute. Means customer entity, they have their own primary key. So which is called as strong entity, which is represented by the single rectangle. Customer borrows loan. Loan having the attribute loan name, loan date. They don't have their own unique attribute, own primary key. So loan entity is depend on customer entity. That's why loan entity is called as weak entity set, which is represented by the double rectangle. Now, attributes and types of attributes. Every entity they have their own property and specification, which is called as attribute. Attributes are represented by the eclipse. First one is a key attribute. Student. Student having the roll number. Roll number is a unique attribute, which is called as primary key. So this is called as key attribute. Key attribute always represented by the eclipse with underline. Next one is a composite attribute. The attribute divide further into the small attributes. For example, name. First name, middle name, last name, which is called as composite attribute. Multi-valued attribute. One student having multiple email ID. So which is called as multi-valued attribute, which is represented by the double eclipse. Now derived attribute. You need to calculate the value of one attribute from the another attribute, which is called as derived attribute. From date of birth, you can calculate the age. Age is a derived attribute which is represented by the dotted eclipse. Now, keys in database. Keys are generally used to find out the unique record and relationship between the tables. There are total 6 types of keys. Only primary key and foreign key having the practical implementation. All the other keys are used for theoretical and analysis purpose. Now the first one is a super key. It is a superset of all the other keys. These are the combination of two or more attributes. For example, student ID, roll number, first name and last name. So by using ID and roll number, you can fetch the particular student data because these are the unique attributes. So super key is a combination of that. Composite key. Composite key is a combination of one or more than one attributes. By using student ID, you can fetch the data. By using roll number, you can fetch the data. And by using email. So these all are the unique attributes. And combination of this set, which is also called as composite key. Now see here in this particular table, there are total 5 columns: student ID, roll number, first name, last name and email. So from these 5 attributes, student ID, roll number and email, these three are the unique attributes. So which are called as candidate key. So from this candidate key, we can choose any one key which is called as primary key. So student ID is my primary key. We can use primary key to identify a particular record, and remaining all the other key like roll number and email, which is called as alternate key. Now what is foreign key? Foreign key generally used to identify the relationship between the tables. There are total 2 tables: student details, student marks. Student marks having the attribute course ID and marks. So course ID is a primary key of student marks. So primary key of one table we can use in another table like in student details, so which is called as foreign key. Whatever the value present in primary key, that only value present here as a foreign key. Now, constraints in database. So constraints are generally used to maintain the quality and valid information in your table. First, domain constraints. They use the keyword check. For example, you want to enter the age here. So you need to find out the valid data type. Age always have a integer data type. Age having the proper condition like check age greater than 18 and they having a single value. So for that purpose domain constraints are used. They stored valid and accurate information. Now the next one is the entity integrity constraints. For that purpose we can use the keyword primary key and not null. So primary key always having they can't having the null value. See here employee ID is a unique attribute. They can't having the null value which is a compulsory part. Key constraint. Key constraint use the keyword unique. So if you want to enter a unique value like unique mobile number, unique email ID, so at that time you can use the unique constraint. Now referential integrity constraint, just use the keyword foreign key. If you want to foreign key in table 1, they reverse the primary key of another table. So these are the four main constraints in database that was used for to store valid and accurate information. Now the relationship in database. There are total four types of relations. Relations always represented by the diamond. One to one relation. So one person has one Aadhaar card. Here is a one. Okay. Means one record in one entity is matched with the one record in another entity. So this is called as one to one relation. Here is a one. Now one to many relation. One scientist invents multiple inventions. So this is called as one to many relation. Many to one relation. Multiple students enroll for one course. Multiple students enroll for database course. So this is called as many to one relation. Multiple records in one table is matched with the one record in another table. Now many to many relation. Many employees assign many project. So this is called as many to many relation. So all these relations are decided as per the requirement of the project. Now next topic is relational model. Relational model means data have stored into the proper table structure. There are proper rows and columns. IBM, Oracle, Microsoft, these are the relational database. These are the different properties of relation. Like every table they having their own separate name. Every cell they stored the one single value, atomic value. Every attribute they having their own different name like roll number, name, department. Tuples they don't have a duplicate data and order of tuples may have a different sequence. So these are the properties of relational table. Now Court's rules. As per your exam point of view, this is one of the most important question. So first rule is a foundation rule, means your database in relational format. In database there are multiple tables and all the tables are related with each other. Now second rule is a information rule. So information rule means your data stored in proper table format, rows and columns are there. Guaranteed access rule means you can access the data by using table name, by using primary key or by using the column name. Next rule is systematic treatment of null value. In your database, there are missing data, not applicable data or no value data. So for that purpose, we can use primary key and different constraints to handle this data. Next rule is active and dynamic online catalog based on relational model. Here, all the data have stored into the database dictionary, which is called as system catalog. They store data about data, which is also called as metadata. For example, integer. So, data type, their size. So, everything have stored into the dictionary. Next rule is compressive data sub-language rule. We can use SQL language for accessing the database. So, they have a proper syntax and structure. View updating rule. One database they have multiple views. So updated all the views are updated by the system as per the requirement. Next rule is high level of insert, update and delete rules. We can use high level of operation insertion, updation, deletion by using MySQL workbench. Next one is a physical data independence rule. If you do any changes in a physical level, it does not affect on the logical level. Logical data independence rule. If you do any changes in logical level, it does not affect on the view level. Then integrity independence rule means you can enter any value which is valid, accurate, and other external factors they can't change the value. Suppose there is a system crash, suppose there is a power failure, so they can't affect on the database. Distribution independence rule. Your database is distributed across the network. As per the requirement, user use the same database on different location. Non-subversion rule means other than SQL language, you can't use the database. So you need to prepare all this rule completely in detail. Now rules of converting ER diagram into the tables. First rule, strong entity set they having the simple attributes. If your entity having the simple attributes, you can directly convert it into the tables, roll number, name and gender. Then composite attributes. Suppose in your ER model, there are composite attributes are present like name, first name and last name. So first name and last name, these attributes enter into the table. Next one is a if your entity set having the multi-valued attribute. So for multi-valued attribute purpose, you have to require the two table. First table is a primary key and a city, this attribute, and second table is a primary key and multi-valued attribute. Fourth is a translating relationship into the tables. Employee works in department. So works in this relationship converted into the table. For that purpose, they use a primary key of employee, primary key of department, and they have their own attribute like since. Next one is a last rule is binary relationship with cardinality ratio. So there is a we already discussed one to one, one to many to one, many to many relations. So this relation converted into the table when there is a many. So as time all these attributes have included into the table and there is a relation. So they have their primary key of A and primary key of B, that is A1 bar and B1, right? So in this way you can generate the table. Now, suppose binary relation, there is a cardinality ratio many to 1. So, many to 1. So, A having the many. So, they use the A1, A2 and related with B. So, B primary key of B1. So, A1, A2 and B1. So, all the attributes of many side and primary key of one side. In this way, you need to create the table. So, this is a complete ER model that have converted into the relational model in this way. For every entity, you have to create the table. Now the next one is the referential integrity and enterprise constraint. Referential integrity basically means your foreign key. Foreign key represent a relationship between the tables. Enterprise constraint. Enterprise constraint means business specific rules. Every organization, every industry, they have their own requirement, own rules. For example, suppose a university, they require a student at least 18-year-old. Saving account, they required minimum balance 500. So every banking, they have their own rules, right? A customer cannot withdraw more than 50,000 in a single day from the ATM. So this is called as enterprise constraint. As per your exam point of view, there is a one of the most important question. Write a short note on referential integrity and enterprise constraint. Now views in database. So view is just a virtual table. This is a reflection of your actual table. The queries related to the view only stored in database. So there are total three types of view: simple view, complex view and materialized view. So simple view, when you want to create a view of your single table, which is called a simple view. When you join multiple tables, perform some aggregated function, so which is called as complex view. And materialized view only works in Oracle and PostgreSQL database. So we already discussed in detail here, but as per your exam point of view, there is a question: what is view? How to create, update and delete view. So this is a syntax, simple syntax is there: create view, view name. So you have to mention your query here like select star from student details where ID less than 4. So this is the syntax. Now for updated view purpose, create or replace view. This is the syntax, right? And for delete view purpose, drop view, view name. This is a syntax. So you need to generate the view as per the requirement. Okay. So this is all about the second unit. All the best. Thank you.